Hello everybody, my name's Hocus Pocus, and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. So right now we are over in the sheep farm, which we've been working on for the past few episodes now, and I think I'm going to continue some more work on it today, so I hope you're not getting bored at this point. However, things are going to change up a little bit today. We are going to work on getting the collection mechanism up and running, so I've decided that we're going to build it behind this wall here, since there's a lot of natural space behind there already, so we won't have to do as much digging as if there wasn't any space. So we can go ahead and just dig into this part of the abandoned mine shaft and get things set up conveniently behind the farm. But first things first, I've been to the jungle between episodes and grabbed a bit of jungle log and some saplings also. And firstly, before we go ahead and do anything else, we're going to do something quite important here. So we're going to place this jungle log here. And we're going to grow a couple of cocoa beans on it. Because of course, cocoa beans are what we're using to dye the sheep brown. And therefore get the brown wool from them. But at the moment we don't have too much in the way of cocoa beans, so I think it's best if we go ahead and get some growing in the meantime. So, as I said, the collection system where the minecart comes to the end of its course will be in this room here. Obviously we're going to get rid of all of this wood and dig out the remaining stone in the room, just these pieces here. Extend the ceiling out a little bit because I do have some plans for this room, so of course we're going to have to create the space for that to happen. So here we go, let's just get started on tearing out a bit of this wood. And just before I do go here and jump to a cut, I do want to explain kind of what I want to do. So we're going to bring in the minecart, as I said. It's going to come up to a hopper which is going to automatically unload it. And then hopefully we can have a system where a dropper or a dispenser, either one of the two, doesn't really matter, will then throw our items into a water stream which runs over a few of those silos that we have down in the skeleton farm. So I'm going to create 16 silos in total, one for each colour of wool. And we're going to just store the wool in that way. They might be a little bit smaller than the ones in the skeleton farm because obviously I doubt we're ever going to fill any of those silos, but you never do know. So we'll give them enough space to expand if we do ever need to do that, but that is the plan I have. So for right now I'm just going to get to work on a bit of digging and clearing out this space here, and then we can come back to check out how we're going to kick things off here. Alright, welcome back you guys. So as you can see in my hand I've got a hopper minecart and a pair of shears, and we've also set up the unloading station for our farm. So this could change location as I haven't actually planned the room out yet, but I kind of just wanted to get this thing up and running so that we can basically test it out. So let's go into the farm sec and harvest some wool. So we can do that by heading over to the sides here. Okay, that's obviously going to be an issue. We might have to put full blocks on top of these if that continues to happen, but we'll try each sheep and just see how it goes. Okay, so most of it fell to the floor there. Again, let's go ahead and shear these guys. And once more. And we'll just keep going until we've sheared all of the sheep that currently are inside of cells. So there we go. That's the greys done. We can throw those back in. No, we can't. Are they? Okay, no, they're not going to go in. So we'll just take those ourselves. Oh, I can hear a zombie. There we go. Let's keep shearing these guys. And once again, the wool did land on top of the dropper. Sorry, the dispenser there. So, of course, that is going to be an issue that we're going to have to correct. That guy didn't want to get sheared. And now for the purple. Take all of their wool away. Alright, I'm not going to bother too much, honestly. I just want to see if this works. So it doesn't matter if there's a few sheep that escape it. And then the white at the end, you can just clip off like so. Okay, I'm not reaching that guy either. So let's go ahead and throw the cart into the system. Just make sure that it can do a full lap and that it unloads itself once finished. So off it goes. It should hopefully pick up all of the wool inside of the farm. We can actually go and check if that is the case right now, because we should see some of the wool. There you go. You can see it getting picked up, and then we'll wait for it to come back this way. And all of a sudden I don't hear the cart, so... Oh wait, no, I do hear it, but it isn't picking up the wool, which is strange. Okay. Is it coming back out, or... Okay, it is, it's there, but it didn't pick up everything, so what's that all about? Let's just wait for it to unload. I'm going to block it so that it doesn't go back. And let's just see what it failed to collect whilst we were over there. So the purple wall here failed to get picked up, which is strange. The blue wall here failed to get picked up, which is strange, and the grey wall here. So we've got some changes to make, but the problem is I don't really see why that's happened. Here, let's get out. I might have to work this out off camera. If I can pick this last piece up here. Okay, you guys can go over there. Oh, I threw the mossy as well, didn't I? I'm a fool. Okay, pick up the mossy, put it back, grab this cobblestone. I'm going to have to try and fix this issue. Or I'll give it another test run off camera, actually. And we will just try and fix things off camera. Okay, so once again, I've made myself look like an absolute idiot in the video. And that's because in the last section, I was wondering why the hopper minecart didn't pick up a couple of the wall colors. And the reason behind that, if you look at the hopper in the minecart, is that it can only hold 5 different colors at once. So of course, this thing's going to have to take a couple trips around the farm in order to collect all of the different wall types. So I'm glad and slightly relieved that I found out that I was being stupid, because now I can rest assured that it will work and we won't have to make any changes. Anyway, you've probably seen a bit of the progress that we've made, but aside from that, we've also went ahead and installed this system. So what happens now is, once the wall is deposited into this container, just pretend that the granite here is the wall, it is sent to this dropper, which then shoots the items into a future water stream, which will then carry them towards this huge open area here, which is going to house all of our silos. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to have 4 on each side of the room, and then we're going to have a second layer in the room, or a second floor if you like, on which there will be another 4 on this side and another 4 on that side, for a total of 16 silos that will hold each colour of the wall. And as you can see, the silo room isn't too far away from where we have our villagers currently housed, where our smelting room is, and it's also quite close to our slime farm, which is accessed by coming down here. So it rounds off nicely to keep things in the base flowing smoothly, and we can obviously make corridors that run from other rooms to here, and from here to other rooms nice and easily, so that's cool. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to show you and tell to you for this segment of the video. So I might go ahead and set up 1 or 2 of these silos here so that we can take a look at them together, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, welcome back to the video. So as you can see, we've got the framework in for 2 of the silos so far. So of course this one is for the blue wall, this one is for the purple. I was going to start these out with stripped dark oak logs, but I feel like it would be a better idea to actually color code the silo so that we know which wall is going to be in which position. So of course we've used concrete instead of wall. That's because I don't really like the wall as a building texture so much, to be honest. And when I use it, it will be either infrequently or maybe for pixel art, that type of thing. So that's why I went with concrete instead. I feel like it just looks a little bit better for building purposes. So that's why we went and chose that option. So let's just double check if we've got any of these colors in here. So we do have purple and we do have blue. That's good. So we can insert these into their selective chests. So the blue can go in there, and you can see the light comes on. The purple can go in there, and that light comes on. So if you didn't know how these silos work, if we put some blocks in here and in here, you'll see that both of these lights light up. So it's dependent on how many chests are full, or how many chests have items in them, I should say. So if we just remove these again, there we go. We can take the stone out of there as well. You can now see that only the bottom light comes on, and that is because only the bottom chest has items in it. So if you want a tutorial on how to build these, just head over to Mumbo Jumbo's channel. That's where I found this blueprint out, basically, and copied it over to the world. It's the same blueprint that we used in the skeleton farm, if you were here for that. And it's not simple, but it's not overly complicated. Essentially, you have comparators throughout the build, excuse me, that indicate to the lights in this fixture when a chest is full and when a chest is empty, and that is all basically. And then eventually we'll have a water stream which collects items from this dropper here, and that will flow in this direction. It will flow up and over the top of these hoppers up here to drop the items into the silos, and that will be using a filtering system which we also have over in the skeleton farm. So if you didn't know anything about that or want to learn more, maybe you should head over to that video in my channel and just check it out over there, because obviously we don't have anything working here. So I'm going to work towards getting a few more silos set up, and then we'll be right back. Alright then, you guys, welcome back to the video. So as you can see, we have 7 of the 8 silos up and running for the bottom layer of this room. And I thought I'd bring you guys back just to run you through how I go about constructing these. So why not get this started? So we're just going to copy from this template really. And I realize that I've actually messed this one up. So we need to add in a couple more blocks here before we get on with mine. But don't worry, I'll explain those after we're done with the build here. So let me just throw this together. There we go. So that should be in working order now. Okay, so we can start this one. So first things first, we want to place down our chest in the middle. So that's got to go on these 2 blocks here. And then alongside of the chest, we can place 3 stone bricks. Where this torch is, we want a stone brick block as well. And then we want 1 more down there. Then we can bring out our redstone dust. We can place 1 there, 1, 2 there. Then we're going to need a repeater and a comparator. So the comparator goes behind the chest. The repeater comes out of this block here. So that is to indicate whether or not this chest is full or empty. And it does that by the comparator reading the contents of the chest. So if it has something in it, the redstone signal will go into this block. It will power this piece of redstone dust, powering this block, which then powers the repeater, which sends the signal through this redstone dust here into the block here, which then powers the lamp adjacent to it. So that's how we do that. And then for the next step, we're going to want to grab our hoppers, place a hopper on the back section of the chest. Then we can go ahead and place in the remaining chests, so 2 there and 2 there. Then again, we can place more hoppers, 1 in there to filter items from the top chest into the middle, and 1 there to filter items into the top chest. So from this stage, we need to actually be able to indicate whether or not these chests are empty or full. So we want to place a block right there and a block right there. And on these blocks, we need to place comparators. So 1 on there, 1 on there. Whoops. 1 on there. And it has to be facing that way, just like that one. And what these 2 do is they check the contents of this chest. And if there's something in it, it will power this comparator, which will then power this block, which will power this lamp. Same way that this one works. If this chest is full, or has stuff in it, I should say, it will power this comparator, which will power this block and power this lamp. So now we can place the lamps in. We've got 3 remaining, which is the perfect number. 1, 2, 3. And now all we need to do is go ahead and craft the concrete. So let's head over to the sheep farm to learn what color we need to place in there. I'm pretty sure it's light blue, but we will double check anyway. Just open the gate, go ahead and take a look. Yep, that's definitely light blue. So let's go ahead and craft ourselves 8 pieces of light blue concrete. So we'll do that by heading over to the small storage system over here. And you guys know exactly where that is and what it looks like. So we're just going to run on over there. And to create concrete powder, which needs to be turned into concrete, you need 4 sand, 4 gravel, and the dye of your choice. So let's get 4 gravel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that's 5, too much. 4. Then 4 sand like that. And then we'll check our dyes chest. We do have a light blue dye, so that's good. And then in any combination, you can just stick all of the items that you have there into the crafting bench. And by any combination, I mean they can go anywhere in the crafting bench. And then you can grab the concrete powder, which you then need to dump into water in order to turn it into hardened concrete. So we're going to head over to the tree farm to get that done. And we'll take the proper passageway this time. So up the water chute here. There we go. And over to our little pond, and we're going to make use of that by crafting a bit of concrete in it. So this is what I usually do. If we can move this guy out of the way. There we go. Get the disappearing concrete back. So I just pile it up like this, and then go right ahead and just mine them out like so. And then you can harvest up your 8 pieces of concrete wherever they may have landed in the pond. And there should be one more bit. There it is. So that's all 8 that we require to finish up this design here. So now we can head back over to where the silos are, just behind the wool farm, or in front of, depending on what angle you're running over there from. So for us, it's actually in front of. We can take a left here, go past our sorting, or our collection mechanism there, right over to our silo, and then we can place in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then finally, before we take another cut here, I'm just going to head over to this chest where we're storing all of the wool from the first test run that we did. And I'm just going to dump that into the silo so that we can begin making use of it, basically. So here we go. We're just going to pop that in there, and there you go. We now have wool in each of the silos that we've currently built, so this is half of them complete. And in each one we have the corresponding wool color to the concrete color used on the silo. So there we go. And if any of you are wondering why I've left a bigger gap in between these two, that's because here is where we're going to put a ladder up to the second floor of the storage system. I still haven't worked out how we're going to do that yet, because of course we need a water stream that runs over the top of these, and then it's going to have to go up and run over the top of the ones at the on the top layer as well. But once we come around to building the top layer, we will figure out a plan to put that in motion. For now, it doesn't really matter because, of course, we're only focusing on the bottom layer. But that is all for this segment of the video, and I will catch you again in a second. Alright then, guys, welcome back to the video for the last time for this episode. So I'm just going to grab some shears and we're going to head over to the farm. And we're just going to go ahead and give it another test run, I think. I'm going to harvest this as well whilst we're on our way over there, because I used a bit of that earlier to create some more rockets. So, of course, now we've got the silo set up, so we can and do have a place to store this wool. The cart is already on its way round. It should just be rebounding back and forth through the system, so we can just go ahead and start shearing. There we go. Obviously, we're going to harvest a little bit ourselves here if we aren't careful, but that's not too much of an issue. That guy regrew straight away, so we can actually give him another harvest. And is the guy in the middle reachable? Doesn't look like it, so we'll just leave him for now. That's fine. And these guys, they can get harvested. And the light blue. And I think we're still going to have to change those fence posts in there to solid blocks, because as you can see, a lot of it is getting stuck, and that is not what we want. Of course, we want this farm to be as efficient as possible, and that is only achievable if we get rid of the fact that blocks can and will get stuck like that. So we're going to have to make a change there, I think. There we go. And then onto the purple sheep. And that guy doesn't want to be harvested, so we'll go to the blue. And the last one, can we get him? There we go. Okay, so now let's head over to our collection system here and see that it has already spat out a little bit, so we're just gonna have to wait for the next round of wool to come through the system. So we'll hang around here, and if you didn't notice, we actually moved this down a little bit to floor level. I don't really know why I did it. I think just to make it look a little bit cleaner, because you had blocks here, there and everywhere, so maybe having it on this layer just might improve the look of things. I don't know whether or not. We might push it down one more maybe and install some glass in the floor just so that we can check out the system as it works. I think that might make the most sense, so that we can just have a flat floor that runs from the entrance over there towards the silos. And we also will have to create a pathway that leads through this wall and out into the center of that room, so that we don't have to come around the back of it or try and, you know, squeeze our way into the room any other way. I think it's better just to have an entrance that comes out here somewhere. That would make most sense to me anyway. So let's let the cart come back one more time, see if it has anything else. No, it doesn't, because it rebounded straight away. So we can go ahead and store this wool in their respective silos. So the white can go in here, then orange in there, then magenta in there, then light blue in here. Perfect. Then light grey goes in here, cyan goes in here, purple in here, and finally blue in here. So we are starting to mount up some wool already, as you can see. Not tons of the stuff, but enough so that we can start a few projects, I guess, if we ever did want to use it. And that's good to see. So I think that's going to be all for today's episode, as I just mentioned, you guys. So I do appreciate you being around to watch this one, and that you have chose to spend your time to check out my channel today. If you did enjoy the video, then be sure to drop a like down below. That will help me to gauge the sort of response I'm getting from this footage and this content. And if you have any questions, suggestions, comments in general, then be sure to drop those down in the comment section below. And finally, if you are new around here, then be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay tuned to this series and any other videos I decide to post on the channel. So once again, you guys, thank you very much for being with me today. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your families. This is bye from me. Bye bye. I'll catch you in the next video.